Hello and welcome to a Monday Live right here on the early line on SportsGrid and all across the SportsGrid network. That includes sportsgrid.com/watch, where you can find your favorite destination to consume everything all across the grid. I am Ben Stevens. He is Donny Rightside. And not just a Monday to start off a new week, a national championship Monday in men's college basketball following National Title Sunday in the women's NCAA tournament, in a stunner and a shocking development that will have seismic ramifications across college hoops next year and beyond to start off your national championship Monday morning. We get you set for everything live right here on this Monday on the early line. Donny and I will be here on the day of the solar eclipse as well until 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, we're excited for this day. It's going to be a big one, no doubt about it. And also the crescendo at the end of the day that is going to be Purdue versus UConn. And we told the people, you might have to struggle a little bit on Saturday. Might have double-digit victories in both games. We're going to get exactly what we planned for on Monday night, and it's going to be fun to watch. And also include an unbelievable women's college basketball tournament this weekend, which saw an undefeated team cut down, and that's a third national championship for South Carolina, which was great to watch. The NBA, if you haven't checked the standings on Monday morning, Ben and I, we got you covered. It's unbelievable, the final 3 to 4 games of the season this week coming up. So hold on to your hats, people. We got you covered on the early line.
We have less than 1 week remaining in the NBA regular season. This upcoming Sunday is the end of the regular year before the NBA postseason begins. But a stunning morning already in college basketball following National Championship Sunday in Cleveland at the 2024 Women's NCAA Tournament. We welcome in that SportsGrid radio audience here to our opening hour of the opening day of a new week. It's a Monday morning live right here on the early line. You're listening on Sirius XM, channel 159, all of our radio terrestrial affiliates now in the fold as well. He is Donny Rightside. I am Ben Stevens. So we start with a recap of a national championship on Sunday, a game we were all hoping for, the revenge tour for South Carolina, who in 75 games the last 2 years only have one loss. It's to the Iowa Hawkeyes. But they got their revenge yesterday to cap off an undefeated season here in 2024. 38-0. Dawn Staley's Gamecocks, a national champion for the third time in the last 7 years, 87-75, the victory over Iowa. The Hawkeyes exploded in the opening quarter. Caitlin Clark, in her final collegiate game, had 18 points in that first quarter. But from then on out, the talent and the depth of South Carolina won out. Third national championship for Dawn Staley and her Gamecocks. They win by 12. They cover as a 7.5-point favorite in the women's NCAA tournament title game.
It was fantastic to watch it yesterday. And also, we're going to expound on this certainly over the next 3 hours. But just my takeaway, the women's game is on solid footing right now. Dawn Staley winning 3 national championships. It feels like, look, we know how good Caitlin Clark is, how great she was this season, last season, and for college basketball, however long she was in Iowa for the past 4 years. But let's be honest with us. Dawn Staley brought college basketball back herself because pretty much, Ben, it was UConn and nobody else. And she went and built a powerhouse in South Carolina and said, you know what? We might get a little more parity than UConn winning every single championship. So shout out South Carolina. Shout out Dawn Staley. College basketball, particularly the women's game, back in such a big way with superstars all over the place. And quite frankly, Dawn Staley might be the biggest superstar of them all.
We're going to have a full recap about this game, the legacy for South Carolina, the legacy for Caitlin Clark, and women's college basketball in general. But I hope you enjoyed this weekend, a historic weekend in women's college hoops. It's the crescendo of the sport, but it does not stop here. The elevation continues. Now to the shocking news late on a Sunday night. I can't even make fun of my co-host, Donny Rightside, for being asleep when this news broke, because I was as well, and maybe you were. Maybe you're reading what is on the left, that rundown of what we're going to discuss, and you're like, John Calipari to Arkansas? Cal is leaving Kentucky after 15 years for Arkansas? Yes, it happened last night. A big booster for the Razorbacks. John Tyson of Tyson Chicken, you know, that processed food conglomerate, and heir to the throne. Well, he's good friends with Calipari, and reportedly Arkansas is paying Cal about $8 million a year to leave Lexington and go to Fayetteville. Donnie, my head can still hardly wrap around this stunning news. What do you make of it?
Look, Tyson's been known for their free-ranging chickens out here in Calipari. Ranges from Kentucky over to Arkansas. No pre- and probiotics, whatever I like to say. No chemicals induced. This is a big chemical reaction, Ben. In the SEC, this is a ground shaker overnight. You like the earthquakes last week? This was an earthquake in the SEC. I love it because now it brings Arkansas into the forefront. You want to talk about a rivalry now with Kentucky? I love everything about this move here. It's great to wake up to that news.
Plenty more reaction coming from Cal leaving Lexington and Big Blue Nation to join the Big Sweet Hogs in Fayetteville later in the show. Now we go to the NBA. Only 1 week remains in the remainder of this regular season. And some drama yesterday. The Clippers down by 26 against the Cleveland Cavaliers in an LA matinee. Come all the way back in with 7 seconds left. Paul George delivers the game winner. LA victorious over Cleveland yesterday, 120-118.
Yeah, the shakeup here in the standings is incredible. And you win if you're the Clippers. That's a great comeback. But also take a look from the Cavs picture. I'll tell you, the 2 through basically 8 seeds in the East feel like they're up for grabs. 3 games left here. What a tremendous finish and what a crushing blow for the Cavaliers.
The Cavs have now lost 3 straight. They fall all the way into the 5 spot in the Eastern Conference, and it might not end there. The Clippers a pretty stronghold on that 4th seed in the Western Conference. What is happening to the Milwaukee Bucks? They have lost 4 straight games, booked as the favorite in all, 3 of the 4 as a double-digit favorite, and the New York Knicks go into the Pfizer Forum yesterday and win big. 122-109. The Knickerbockers winning outright as a 4.5-point dog.
Should have been paying more attention to this game. Why? Because my guy, Tay-Tay, 8 of 11 from three-point range. You had Brunson out here with 43 points, a big victory. But I don't even know if I can say this anymore. Is that a big victory for the Knicks going in without multiple starters and taking down the Bucks? Everybody takes down the Bucks lately here, including Doc Rivers, taking the Bucks down with them here.
I mean, it is really mind-boggling for the Bucks at this juncture of the NBA season. How about a 52-point performance out of Tyrese Maxey? No Joel Embiid yesterday for the Sixers on the road in San Antonio. It goes to double OT, but behind 52 from Maxey, the Sixers win 133-126 over San Antonio in San Antonio.
Schedule looks really good for the Philadelphia 76ers moving forward to the final couple games here. Can they actually get out of the play-in round? It looks like that could be a possibility, but the Sixers coming back multiple times late in that game from the depths of L's into W's, Ben. Oh, Sixers. Nobody wants to see the Sixers, Ben. Nobody.
1 game out of the 6th spot. Now we go quickly to Major League Baseball. The Marlins winless no longer, now 1-9 as they knock off St. Louis for their first win yesterday. Oh, by the way, it's Masters week. Akshay Bhatia, he got the final win before we get to the first major championship of this season.